This is the Audiocular X KZ Beast. KZ we all know and love. We love their in-ear monitors, and Audiocular always aims at giving us consumers products that are value for money. Now, this is not just some random collab where both of these companies decided to just slap on their logos on just some run-of-the-mill in-ear monitor. No, the Audiocular X KZ Beast delivers. It's one of those in-ear monitors that I can easily and happily and confidently recommend because this will cost you less than 1400 rupees, and for that, the sound that you get is truly beastly. So let me explain. Now, as for the unboxing experience, it comes in their typical eco-friendly packaging, nothing too fancy at all. And inside this box, you get some paperwork, different size silicone ear tips, the oxygen-free copper cable with 2-pin connectors on one end, an inline microphone with dedicated multimedia control buttons, and the version I have ends in a Type-C jack. And of course, you get the Audiocular X KZ in-ear monitors themselves. Alright, let's talk specs. So the Audiocular X KZ Beast houses a single 10mm dynamic driver, and it has an impedance of 24 ohms with a sensitivity of 112 decibels. Now, the version of the Audiocular X KZ Beast that I have is the one that comes with the Type-C jack. Now, you also get the 3.5mm version. Now, if you get the 3.5mm version, it is a good idea for you to invest in a portable DAC like this. Nothing too fancy or expensive, but just something that will make sure that your in-ear monitors perform to their full potential without leaving any volume or quality in the tank. So what you get is exactly what you paid for, which is high fidelity audio. And as always, the ones that I personally use will all be linked in the description below. However, if you do happen to get the USB-C version, which is the one that I have with me, this unlocks some privileges, I would say. And this will cost you around, I think, 300 rupees extra. But this gives you access to their companion app, which is the My Audiocular app that you can download from the Play Store or the App Store. Now, this gives you access to a host of EQ presets, and these are legitimately good presets. Or you can even EQ your very own, like I think a 4 or 5 band parametric equalizer and save it as a preset. So it basically unlocks the full potential of your in-ear monitor. And plus, you don't have to invest in a separate DAC. So in a way, you do save money. Alright, let's quickly talk about the build of the Beast. Now, this is your typical resin shell for the body, and although the faceplate might look like it's metal, I don't think it's metal. To the touch, it kind of does feel like it's plastic. Either way, it doesn't feel cheap, but if you're expecting metal, then it might feel a bit toyish. But then this is not a turn off, you have to consider the price. So for that, I have no complaints. Now, on the faceplate, you do have some air vents, and that indirectly or directly kind of does help with the soundstage, which I will talk about a little later. And as for the size, because it houses just one dynamic driver, it is very compact. It doesn't really protrude from your ears. Even for long listening sessions, I had no issues with comfort. It was pretty comfortable, no ear fatigue, doesn't pierce your ears. So yeah, even for your gaming sessions or long music sessions, this is going to be comfortable, pretty ergonomic, no issues there. Alright, now let's talk about the main criteria, which is the sound quality. Now, as you know, any sound that you hear is broadly made up of 3 major frequencies: the highs, the mids, and the lows. The highs are the treble response, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, the mids where the vocals are, and the low end or the bass response. Now, because I have the Type-C version of the Beast, I use the EQ preset in the My Audiocular app called Pure. Now, this gave me the best balance of detail and bass. So going forward, my breakdown of the sound is going to be based on this preset because out of all the presets, I found that this delivers the best sound. Alright, starting off with the highs or the treble response, this in-ear monitor has a treble response that is packed with a ton of clarity, a ton of sharpness, and a ton of detail. So it doesn't go overboard, which is the best part. So it's not sibilant, so it's not going to pierce your ears, it's not going to be uncomfortable, but it just makes tracks pop. So it has a lot of detail from the track, and crashes and cymbals really hit that note. Every instrument in the treble range in the higher frequencies are clearly audible, and they're packed with detail. So it really keeps tracks alive. Now, I wouldn't say they are the best quality treble response, but for someone who's making a shift from cheap, truly wireless earbuds, this is going to unlock a whole new world of detail and clarity. Next up, we have the mid frequencies where the vocals are. Now, in general, the vocals do have a slight emphasis to the upper mids. And I like this because this keeps vocals crisp. It gives that crispness where male and female vocals have that edge so they don't sound blunt, but they haven't gone overboard so they don't sound hollow or tinny or artificial, so it maintains a lot of that natural tonality. Now, in general, female vocals benefit more from this upper mid emphasis, but thanks to the My Audiocular app, where you can actually tweak the equalizer if you so want, you can reduce that bit of upper mid emphasis and add a bit more depth to the male vocals as well, so they sound fuller and more organic. And as for instruments in the mid-range as well, stringed instruments carried heft with their strokes, pianos sounded nice, and they maintained decent separation and layering from the other instruments even on busy tracks. Not the best, to be honest. It does get a bit congested at times, but not for lack of quality, but because the layering may not have been the best that I've heard. And finally, we get to the low end of the bass response. Now, this is crucial. Any beginner, audiophile, or casual listener, we know how important the low end of the bass response is, because that is kind of like the soul or the backbone of your listening experience. Now, the Audiocular XKZ Beast, it delivers. It gives you both the mid-bass slam and the sub-low rumble. Now, the mid-bass slam is punchy, it's thumpy, it's tight. As for the ultra-low frequencies or the sub-lows, it's got some confident and convincing sub-low rumble that does resonate on your eardrums, and this adds depth and makes tracks more immersive. So again, gives you both depending on the track, but overall, even if you're a bass head, it's got you covered. And with the My Audiocular app, if you happen to get the Type-C version, you can tweak the equalizer. You can increase the gain of the low end, and that really takes the low end to the next level without hampering the overall sound quality, which is very impressive. And again, for a bass head, I think it's just a dream come true. Alright, now let's talk about the soundstage on the Beast. Now, thanks to its semi-open back design, or this vent on the faceplate, it does play a role, as I mentioned, because the soundstage is moderately wide, too wide, but the imaging did a surprisingly good job because it gave me a lot of that spatial awareness when you're also listening to music. So the spacing between instruments, the location of instruments in the track was very nicely rendered, and this kind of plays over to your gaming experience as well, where you'll be very clearly be able to understand where gunshots are being fired at the distance, from which direction footsteps are coming from, giving you that advantage, and I think that's crucial for gamers, so imaging is very impressive. Now, before I summarize, I know many of you will be commenting and asking how the Audiocular XKZ compares to the KZ Caster Pro, the Tangzu Warner SG2 Redline Edition, and the KZ Duonic. Valid questions, because they are more or less in the same price range. Those three are a bit more expensive, but there is a reason. Those three are more refined. They sound more mature. They are superior in terms of sound quality to the Audiocular XKZ Beast. So they sound more mature, more refined, and fuller. And for a bit more advanced listener who actually is able to appreciate the nuances in the tracks, and they listen to high quality tracks, that will be evident when you listen to those. These are very minor points, but I'm just trying to lay out all the cards on the table so that finally when you do spend your hard-earned money, you make the right decision. Now, if you're on a really tight budget and you still want something that sounds absolutely fantastic, then the Audiocular XKZ Beast absolutely delivers. You're not missing out on sound quality. You're not missing out on something that is monumental. So there you have it, guys. That was my review of the Audiocular XKZ Beast. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have any other questions regarding this, do hit me up in the comment section below. As always, the link to this, other IEM monitors, audio accessories, the DACs that I use have all been placed in the description for your convenience. As always, they will never ever cost you anything extra, but if you use those links, you will be helping me run this channel, and I can produce more such high quality and helpful content just for you guys. So thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video, leave a comment for sure, and as always, I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.